Back to Renegade Radio. This is your host, Dr. Todd Gignac, and today we bring you another episode of Mindset Monday. And the topic for today's mindset is Mind Yo Biz. Enjoy the show.
Enough is enough.
I want the world to be the best place for my children.
You are not alone.
We need renegades to be part of this movement, and they're the ones that are going to change the world.
Welcome back to Renegade Radio, the podcast dedicated to the dissenters of the status quo, bringing you the mindset and strategies to build a healthier, happier, and stronger family, the Renegade way.
It's so important to be a renegade.
This is your host, Todd Gignac, and I'm real excited to bring you a message today. Something that's been on my mind and weighing on me a little bit. And as I reflect on my week, as I record this on a Sunday morning, just got done with a surf and I'm looking over the coastline. It's just a beautiful day. I'm at one of my favorite spots here in Coolum Beach, Queensland. A short drive from where I live, but got to drive to get the surf. And just wanted to reflect on some things that hopefully you can pull some nuggets from and apply to your life, which will give you some peace and greater success in all that you do and all who you are. And it has to do with something we've touched on it before, and it has to do with being in other people's business. So again, as Byron Katie says in her book, Loving What Is, which I highly recommend reading, is there's three kinds of business. There's God's business, your business, and my business. And so the reality is we want to spend our time and energy, be it physically, mentally, or emotionally, in our business, because our business is the only one that we can change. We can't change someone else's business, and we certainly can't change God's plans or His business. But it's interesting when we reflect and we just stop for a second. If something's really bothering you, stop and ask yourself, whose business am I in? Am I in God's business? Am I in, my partner's business or my friend's business or my coworker's business? If there's somebody in your life that's on your mind a lot, just get real honest with that. Am I in their business? And if the answer is yes, it's their business or it's God's business, then you have no business being there, really. And it's just causing you nothing but grief and frustration. It's going to be very difficult to change either of those businesses. Again, the only one you can affect positively and have direct control over is your business and your mindset and your choices and your actions. So what brought this about was my family and I went to an event that was my youngest daughter's part of a group. I won't name the group, but a bunch of kids, and they had a end of season get together at the local pool. It's a pool party, community pool, and everybody was asked to bring a dish for people to eat and snacks for the kids and so on. So Carolina, she makes some really nice, healthy paleo type little meatballs, little bite-sized meatballs for the kids, and cut up some fruit, and relatively healthy stuff, real food, whole foods, and brought it there. And we're thinking, gee, what everybody else going to bring? And of course, we get there and the tables are just full of just processed sugar, just a bunch of junk food, yeah? And, and I share this again, not from a judging standpoint or disparaging anybody or pointing fingers, just an observation, and one that's both sad and upsetting. And as we look around, none of the kids look healthy, not a one. There's a couple dozen, maybe 3 dozen kids. None of them look particularly healthy. Their skin doesn't look well. Most of them are overweight or heading in that direction. The parents, there certainly wasn't one that I could look at and go, yep, they're on top of it. They're really healthy. Again, their complexion doesn't look good. They've got, just really overweight, from a little overweight to obese. Most of them were obese, clinically or morbidly obese. And I'm watching the parents just shovel this food to their kids without thinking, and it's sad, because what can I do? It's their business, right? I can sit there and go, well, they should this or they shouldn't that, and look at what it's doing for them and their kids, and what's the future going to be like for them, and I know I could help them. I know I could turn it around for them. But what places, it's not my business. So all I can do, and all Carolina and my family can do, and all you can do, is lead by example. So when people notice that we make different choices, they can probably see by looking at us that we at least appear healthy and happy and fit, and hopefully through that example they'll start asking questions. We got to be open enough and create an environment where people feel safe to ask us those questions and to open up to us. And so if that's you, you might have something going on in your life, again, with your spouse or a partner or a child or a coworker or your boss, and just something's going on that's really bothering you, and just leave space. Open up space to have a safe dialogue with that person or those people, and hopefully, they'll come around. Stay positive in the meantime. Stay hopeful. Stay happy. And I think the only way to stay positive and happy is to focus on your business. If you're in theirs, if I was focusing on these people's business and their food and the health of their kids and what the future looks like, I would get, and I did for a few minutes, I got, upset and irritated and like, oh my gosh, we got to do something. And we are doing something. This podcast is something, we disseminate materials. Coming in the near future, we'll have programs for people who want it and who are looking to make changes. So we're doing what we can, and at the same time it's exciting because there's a need out there and we want to fulfill the need. So, and with recent elections, if you're in America, even if you're not in America, we're here in Australia, and all you hear is the negative Trump propaganda, and I'm not necessarily saying I'm for or against, I'm just telling you it's all one-sided, which if you're critically thinking, you should be raising an eyebrow. There's really no objective journalism going on. It's very obviously bought and paid for, and it's very interesting to see, living in another country, how the media plays a role. And it sounds like I'm generalizing, but through my office and just through the community, it's almost 100% unanimous. Everybody here is anti-Trump because that's what the media shows, and the opinions that have been paid for through the advertising. Really, it's that form of advertising. So it's very interesting. But, if I'm not here to tell you should be or shouldn't be for Trump or Hillary or get into politics. What I'm saying is, that's God's business. If it wasn't supposed to happen that way, it wasn't supposed to happen. And there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do about it. So, just loving what is. Grab that book by Byron Katie. It will change your life. Because there's no point in being PO'd and frustrated, and who's the only person that's going to suffer? Right? Is your spouse? Is anything going to change? Is it going to be Trump? Is it going to be the country? The only person who's going to suffer is yourself. So focus on what you can change. Love what you're doing. Love who you're with. Be open. Make a loving space for dialogue. And I hope that's hit you. Hope that's hit you somewhere where you can take advantage of it and apply it to your life. And look forward to sharing with you soon. This is Dr. Todd from My Family to Yours. God bless. We'll catch you on the next episode.
I love you, Daddy.
We're counting on you.
My mom is a renegade.
Thanks for tuning in to Renegade Radio. If you haven't yet done so, please subscribe to us on iTunes and leave us a rating and review. Also, like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TRFTribe. Please email us your questions for FAQ Friday, and we'll do our best to answer them in a future show. Simply email us at faq@therenegadefamily.com. If you got value from this episode and know someone else that would benefit from it as well, please share it with them.
Changing the world is going to start in your house. This is Dr. Todd, and from My Family to Yours, we wish you all the best. God bless, and we'll catch you soon.
Renegades, man up!